What is going on? This is Kayne Frost, and today I wanted to talk about women who switch teams, and is it ever too late for them to come back to their original team, right? So let's get some things cleared up before we go into this discussion. Now, women that I'm talking about in this video are women who know they weren't lesbians at a young age. Those women are excluded from this video. Like the women who, always saw women, younger girls who always saw, other girls like that. They were just, they had, everything that they would want in a guy, like, just the sweating and just the nervousness and all that other stuff when they got around the girls that they like. Not talking about that. And then those girls tried guys, they tried dating them, sleeping with them, just didn't feel right. And eventually they found, their true nature to be with another woman. Not talking about that stuff in this video. Those girls, hey, they know what they want. Cool. I'm talking about the girls who are not going to come out and just say, hey, I'm falling out gay now. They're just doing it because it's good for social media. It's good when they're out in public. It gets them a lot of attention. It's usually two hot chicks, and they know they can get any guy, but they can tease a lot of guys by just sticking to each other and being all over each other and telling everybody that they're together and with nobody else and they're happy and all this other stuff, right? But that there's no dominance from either side. In a true, woman-woman relationship, there's always one of the women who's playing the male role. The one that's, dressing more like a man, trying to grow the, facial hair, the short hair, dressing more manly or like a kid, but not as a woman. And that's totally understandable. I don't even diss that or have anything against that. But for the women who are just together and they're two females, right? And none of them is playing the role of who's a male in the relationship. They're just doing it just to do it. And I see that a lot from a lot of my female friends. And it's like, cool, all right, do what you gotta do. But here's the thing though, right? That if they do that, and I've noticed this from past, girls, that they do this stuff, right? They switch the teams, they have the fun, it's a new thing, it's a woman, they're having all these great things, they've been with men their whole life, now they're trying something new later in life. And then, after a while, they kind of want to come back, but it's not suddenly. That's the main thing. It's like years later, a whole lot of years later. Like, let's say it's 10 years later, right? So let's say a girl, 25, right? I'm starting off young here. She's 25, having her fun. Usually those girls, I'd say 27, 28, if that, they're back to guys. But now you got the women who are 30. And like, this is what I'm really, really particular about. Like the women that are 30 and they get with somebody, and who cares, 25, throw that in the mix. 35, I don't know about 35. You're already kind of going already past your prime in a female's range of looks and stuff. Now, let's just say 30, between 25, 35, 30. And she finds a woman that she likes, it's all new to her, all that stuff I was just saying. And they make it work, whatever, 10 years strong, right? And usually, and I see these from the women in their 30s because they had a few kids, right? They had a few kids, a few fathers, or one father, and, they don't like the whole thing of the back and forth. They just don't like men in general because they have a lot of bad experiences. And, the woman is something new, they can't get kids, all this other stuff. And so they're with this one woman for years. Let's say, like I said, 10 years. And let's say everything's good, everything's great. But after 10 years, things start to go sour, right? And then now the woman wants to come back and she doesn't want another woman now. Now she wants to go back to having a man around, because that's what she was interested in her whole life. And she happened to run across a girl when she was younger, in her 30s. That's still considered young. And she found that girl, and they both had a good time. 10 years later, age is kicked in, weight's gained, gravity's taken, wrinkles, all this other stuff, right? And now this woman is in her 40s. Now she wants to come back and be with the guys. But here's the thing. The guys that were attracted to her in their 30s, they're gone. Like the attractiveness is gone. Those guys, let's say a guy was 30 in her 30s, man, she's hot. Well, the guy that's in his 40s now, because she's in her 40s, he's not going to want to be with her. He still wants to go back with the 30s, because then the younger girls in the 30s still like the older men. And the girl who was in this gay relationship, now she wants to come back to the guys, and now she's sitting there wondering, well, why don't the guys like me now? They thought it was all this good stuff and publicity and getting all this attention, interaction from everybody, but that slowly fades away. And it's like I said, looks takes over, and it's not as attractive sometimes. When he sees girls like that in their 40s now doing it, like, you're just two old chicks. Okay, whatever. It's always hotter when it's the younger girls. But now they're older and they don't care. So then the woman sees that, wow, we're not getting the thrill we used to get, because the woman who was just in it for the moment, she's not in it for the long haul as the other person, like a real gay person is. And now she wants to come back. She don't have the thrill no more. But here's the problem again. She's back, and she's not getting the attention she once got. And I mean, whose fault is that? It's her fault. First of all, look, I hope it all works out and you don't ever break up. When you do break up, you can't sit there and come back and expect to get where you left off. The guys, let's say the 10 guys, the dimes. You can't expect to get that guy. You missed your chance. You thought it was cool getting with the chicks, the young chick or whatever at that time, and it was all badass, and you had all this intention, and you thought it was going to last forever, and it doesn't. And when it comes to an end, and now you want to come back, and you want to pick up where you left off, and you're hit with the hard reality, is that the guys don't want you no more. You've aged. You're not the same. You're not the hot girl no more. And that's your fault. You messed up. Nobody else to blame but yourself. And then now you're going to want all these, requirements, checklists, and all this other stuff. And now you're 40 years old. You can't have that. You can, but your odds of getting a guy to be on that checklist is going to be very, very small. All because you thought it was cute and fun back then, and now you're hit with the hard reality. So to me, when I see that kind of stuff, I think it's funny. It's very, very, very funny to me, because women don't know what the hell they're getting into until it's too late. And then when it's too late, now their options are dried up. In their own mind, they think their options are still good. Even when they're 40s, they might be 50 and still think their options are good. I know women that are 50s and they still think their options are good. And it's crazy, because in a dark light, in a dark room, yeah, they still look cute. But when it comes to the daylight or any kind of light, and you can see the woman for who they really are, and the wrinkles and all that other stuff, can't hide that through makeup or nothing, man, it's a big wake-up call. And that's what's crazy. It's like, look, you want to waste your life and your years doing some stupid shit like that, that's fine. But don't try to come back and pick up where you left off, because usually you're going to be bitter and mad and be like, where are all the good guys and all this other stupid stuff. You bypassed all the good guys because you thought you had it figured out. And when it's not figured out, when it comes to an end, and then you realize what it is that you've now put yourself in, you don't like it. And that's on you. Guys are always going to go for the younger women, and women are always going to they're always going to be hating on the younger girls as they get older, because they were once young, getting that attention, and now they're older, and it's just the way it is. So this is a wake-up call and a video to all you girls who think it's cute and funny to do that kind of stuff. Cool, I'm with you. I hope it works out like I said. But when it doesn't work out, it's a long road ahead when you're 40s, and now you're trying to find somebody, a guy, to try to come in and see all these great qualities of you, because he's going to be asking, what the hell you been doing? And what's your answer going to be? That to me is funny. Alright, man, it's a quick video about that kind of stuff. Can a woman come back on switching teams, or after she switched teams? She sure can, but how long does she wait before she comes back? That's the question. Again, when you're young, you can get away with it when you're 20. Hell, get out of it even when you're 30 and miss 10 years. Cool, guys will still think you're cute. But when you start hitting that past 30 mark and you try to do some little experiment and it doesn't work out, nobody but to blame but yourself. And to me, that is kind of funny. Alright, man. Until the next time, this is your boy Kayne Frost. Rock on, man, and peace.